Right. So, welcome to all the students present over in this session. Now, we are going to go with lecture 3. This is about the motivational theories as such. So, to recollect the previous lecture 2, we have seen about the principles of management, evolution of management in the previous lecture. In connection to it, we are going to discuss in this particular session about the motivational theories. There are 3 theories which we are going to see in the motivational theories, that are, the first one is Maslow's, second Hertzberg, and third it is XY theory. Before that, we will understand what is the motivational theories include about, or what it is as such. The motivational theories, factors of the motivational theories, there are 4 factors. The first factor is situation or environment. Under the situation or environment, what do we mean by situation and environment, and how it is connected to the motivational factors? Now, when we speak about the situational environment in motivational factors, based upon a situation, an individual would get motivated to work upon, and similarly environment also has an impact on the motivating factors. The situation will lead to an employee in both the ways, that to get motivated to work, or else to also to get demotivated. Now, these situations are the one which are supposed to be monitored, so that the individual will be able to get motivated to the works as such. And number of the scientists had done the research in the motivational factors, and they have analyzed and they have made many number of identifications that what factors at last will make an individual towards the motivating of the individual working towards the organization. That situation and environment, if you take in terms of the organization, situation occurs every then and there, environment occurs every then and there, because you are working in an organization, and in the organization you are accompanied with the surrounding environment. And situation, it is not only you are working in the organization, along with you n number of employees are working with you. So, you may be expecting something, and something would have been not happened as per your expectation. Now, that situations may have a diversions or deviation from your motivations as such. Now, that is the first factor. Second factor, it is the human biological and psychological structure. Under the biological and psychological structure, right, the process of the human biological is how an individual is being capable of his own ability as such. Now, we can see that n number of people would have been attained their physical capabilities, but still they do not participate in Olympics or in any of the sports activities. Whereas, the people who have been participated in sports activities, you can see that those who have been participated in the sports activities, they have the fitness, but not that they are having the best fitness when compared to other human who are outside, who have been not participating in the Olympics as such. So, what is this? This is the motivational of the individual, right, to get or participate in the Olympics as such, right. So, here the biological states that though the individual is not that capable in terms of physics, or he is not the best in terms of physics, but still he wants to get participate in the Olympics as such. Now, that is the second factors as such in terms of motivation. Now, coming to the third motivation, the psychological process and the personality factors. Psychological and the personality, it is connected to one. That means an individual, if he is being encouraged, the personal behavior of that individual changes towards the positiveness. If an individual is being made to fear, that individual's personal behavior will change according to that fear which has been developed in the individual as such. So, the psychological factor is being impacted based upon the surroundings or the team employees of those environment. The individual will have an behavior change with related to his personality adaptation as such, right. So, what do we mean here is, the personality is the one which gets built off or build or to that level as one by one or slow in the manner due to the effect of the psychological factors, and psychological factors mostly is being obtained or been made to build based upon the surroundings of the people who are surrounding that particular employee as such. Now, the effect will have upon the psychological factor. Next to the third point, it is the fourth one, nature of the behavior. Nature of the behavior, in the motivating factor, the behavior of the individual will have a changeover over a period to the end of the life stage. Now, what does that mean? At the age of young, during that time, the employee would be willing to work with a motivated level or work with a full freedom of level as such. But as the individual goes into the next life cycle, in the life cycle at the next stages, his behavior will have a change, his attitude will have a change. Now, that change is because he is being connected in his life at different stages, at the different levels with different process. Due to that, there will be change in the behavior, that is a nature. And though the life cycle is not been at a kind of engaged or marriage as such, though he is an individual itself, even at the point of individual, an employee at the age of 18, now he is attaining slowly as the year runs on to the age of 50s or 55. At that time, we cannot expect that employee to work towards the organization with the highest level of running towards the organization as such, but definitely the experience of that particular individual will be very, very important or very, very motivated than compared to the other employees at that particular stage as such. Now, these are the four factors which are important with related to motivation as such. So, again I would recollect, first one, it is a situation, second biological, third physiological, and the personality, psychological and the personality, and the last level, it is the nature of the behavior. These are the four factors which impacts upon the individual to have a changeover in their motivating levels as such, right. Now, coming to the next one, how the motivation is connected, right, in comparison to the concepts. The first one, it is motivation and ability. Motivation and ability, if the motivation is in the terms of positive level, then definitely the ability will be on the higher side. That means they are both connected in a kind and direct related process. More you are motivated, then you are having the more ability as such, right. Now, if the ability is supposed to be high, we can say that there need to be some motivation, but always we cannot say that whoever has the motivation, they would be having an ability, all right. But this motivation will provide some beneficial and in an individual's ability. Now, as been understood that motivation will provide some more ability in the individual, that is why the organizations have a concentrated level in terms of motivation factors. Now, the second one, it is motivation and moral, and the third one, it is motivation and the job satisfaction as such. Now, under the third, right. So, under the first one has been discussing that motivation and ability. So, as been related, it has been direct, that is more the motivation, more the ability, and definitely it will provide a better productivity towards the organization. And second one, motivation and moral. Now, there is some interconnectivity between the motivation and moral. Now, a motivation towards a process of working, but whether the work is a kind of a good work or bad work, we may not have a knowledge, but definitely there would be providing some motivation towards that particular work. But the moral is whether what work we are doing, are we doing to the requirement of the customer who are need in that particular process or product or not. That is what is called as moral. Now, if I give one more example, motivation, making an employee by motivating them or giving some kind of an incentive, that if they do this work much more, they will be getting incentive. If not, then they will be provided some kind of punishment. Now, that would make a motivation, but the second parameter which has been said as the punishment, which is in the next level, that punishment may have a decrease in the morale of the employees. Why? Because all the employees may not work at the same standards, but all the employees will be having the expectation of whether it is in the motivation or in the form of moral as such. So, more the motivation, they will have an understanding that we are going to benefit. Now, if we are going to have some kind of a different thought on the method which they have been applied, now that will lead towards the dissatisfaction, which is called as the moral as such. And most of the time the expectation of the organization or from employees or expectation of the employees from the organization is mostly that the moral towards the organization should be more positive than the motivation as such. Now, coming to the third one, motivation and the job satisfaction. Motivation and the job satisfaction, it is how it is been connected. Those who are motivated, definitely they would be a job satisfied people, because they would have been contributed something to the organization and they would have done the work what is being needed as such. Suppose if there is nothing is been done, that is if there is no work is been done, then the individual may not be get motivated, and because of that non motivation the individual may not also have a job satisfaction. Okay. So, the related concept how it has been connected, motivation provides an ability, motivation is some way connected to moral, motivation and the job satisfaction is also having some interconnectivity. Okay. Now, we will go to the next one, the theories. Coming to the theories, the first and foremost theory is Maslow's needs theory, right. Maslow's theory, under that we have 5 levels under the Maslow's needs theory, that is the first one physiological needs, second one safety needs, third one affiliation or acceptance needs, and fourth one esteem needs, and the fifth one is self actualization needs. Under the first one, the physiological needs, we understand this is the first and foremost need according to the Maslow's needs theory. There is a diagram which is been represented in the format. There is a diagram which has been represented in the form of a triangle, and under this particular triangle the levels are been split into 5 by the Maslow's needs hierarchy theory, and under the 5 levels The most bottom level is what is the physiological needs. Now, this need is what is called as physiological needs, right. So, under the physiological needs, we are supposed to provide the basic needs as such. We are supposed to provide the basic needs as such. So, unless until this need is not been fulfilled, the next level of need will not become a want. The next level of a need will not become a want. That means, till he is not satisfied with it, he will not expect this need to be obtained, or he will not have some kind of a zeal at all for this particular second need as such. Now, that is what is the most important point with related to Maslow's theory as such, right. Again I am putting it up. The last level is a physiological needs. Under the physiological needs, that is the minimum basic need which is been expected by any common human. Unless and until this is not been fulfilled, the human would not expect the second level of need, right. Now, the fourth level, that is from the bottom, the second level is the safety needs as such. So, under the safety needs, the individual would be expecting some kind of a shelter, job security, all such is been expected in the safety needs. Whereas, in case of physiological needs, the individual would be expecting basic levels, which is like food, right, a minimum basic level. That is what is in case of physiological needs. So, once this has been fulfilled, as said, the person or an individual would be going for the next level, that is what is the safety needs. As safety needs have been said, the safety needs are expectation of something job secured, or the kind of safety with related to individual having some kind of to some extent a small resource, like that, all those needs comes under the safety needs. Now, once the safety needs has been fulfilled, the next level of the need is what is the affiliation need as such. So, under the affiliation need, right, so every individual will be having all these three expectation minimum in their life, and these three are nothing but they are called as psychological needs. These three needs are nothing but they are called as psychological needs. The upper two needs are called as esteem needs, right. The upper two needs are called as esteem needs, which are the fourth and the fifth one, that is esteem need and the self actualization need. Whereas, the bottom three, that is physiological needs, psychological needs and safety needs and affiliation, all these three comes under the psychological needs as such, these three parameters. Okay. So, as said that after the safety needs, the next level is the affiliation or acceptance needs as such. So, all this are being expected by all common human being minimum, whereas beyond that level, someone who is expecting more than that, they would have the next level of the need, which is called as esteem need and self actualization need. Now, this is the esteem need and this is the self actualization need. Now, esteem need is what? An individual would have some kind of an intention about their recognition. An individual would have some kind of an recognition, and similarly, once he is being recognized, the highest level of the need according to Maslow's theory is self actualization needs. So, under the self actualization need, one individual would try or understand to expect that he has been the most complete person. That means, his importance has been at the highest level. At that level, they say that the self actualization. Example, you can say that the intention at this highest level of a person may be like Sachin Tendulkar, who would have been referred as a god of a cricket. Now, someone who is playing cricket, all of them would be expected at this level, that is a self esteem need, but not all can attain that level, which is called as self actualization, where one among them would be made or referred as the a kind of a generalization for the remaining people. Now, that example is what is called as the Sachin Tendulkar god of cricket as such. So, both are cricketers, but still he has been attained to that level by going to by or need by that particular expectations of that particular level by one phase manner. That is what is called as self actualization, and the highest level of the need is called as self actualization. It is not that easy for any individual to attain to that levels as such, right. Now, these are the 5 need of the Maslow's needs theory as such. So, to recollect in the diagrammatic format, we would come to the next slide about the Maslow's needs theory, that is this. Okay. Now, when we see in the diagram, we would understand that these 3 are these psychological needs, and this first 2 are said to be under the esteem needs as such. Now, all this process, these 3 has been more important in the organizations to be attained, because in organizations it is very much possible. That means employees are common employees, most of the employees are not at the levels of CEOs, only those who are working at the highest level of the cadre like CEOs or CFOs or managing directors or executive directors. Now, such type of employees are the one who would be expecting that they need to attain the levels of esteem needs and self actualization needs as such. But majority of the employees, they would expect the physiological needs, safety needs, and the belongingness or the affiliation needs as such. These are the requirement in all the employees in an organization. Okay. Now, coming to the next theory, that is the Hedgeberg's theory. According to the Hedgeberg's theory, Hedgeberg has been said that the motivation of the employees can be done based upon 2 factors. One, it is an hygiene factor, and second one, it is about the motivation factors. Whereas, in case of the previous one, that is the Maslow's needs theory, he has been identified that only the motivation as a factor for making the employees to be motivated. But in case of the Hedgeberg's theory, he has mentioned 2 factors, motivation factors as well as the hygiene factors. Now, what is this hygiene factor? In an organization, if the surrounding environment and the surrounding atmosphere, if it is not in the good prospect, then the employee working towards the organization may have a decrease in the levels as such. That is what is called as the impact of hygiene factors. Motivation, similar to the level what it has been said in the Maslow's needs hierarchy theory, right. We will see into the hygiene factors. The first hygiene factor is the company's policies and procedures. So, under the company's policies and procedures, we have the understanding of the hygiene factor, that the policies are the one under which the employees are being bonded towards the organization. Now, suppose if the policy is in such a manner that any employee who is been willing to resign from the organization or willing to change over from this organization to some other organization, if the resignation process is been for a longer duration, in such case it will have an impact for a large process of policies as such. That means, the hygiene factor here gets deviated, because any employee who wants to get resigned or get terminated with the organization to go with some other organization, if it does not have that the minimal time of the getting exited over the company, then the employee who is willing to move away from the organization will have a kind of a dissatisfaction towards the organization. That is why hygiene factors provide some kind of a satisfactory levels as such. And similarly, if you see some other policy, now if I take the leave policies, Now, leave policies or the confirmation of the temporary employee or the employee who has been recruited newly. Majority of the companies, they do have the policy of making the employee to be at an kind of probationary for 6 months to 1 year, not more than that. Suppose one of the company is been having that particular probationary period for 3 years. Now, that 3 years of a probationary will make a deviation in the hygiene factor for the employees to get into the organization itself. Why? Because they lack the trust about getting into the organization, or they have a fear about getting into the organization as such. Now, that is what is called as a company's policies and procedure. Being one of the factor, if the policies and the procedures are making comfort to the employee, then the comfort to the employee will make the employee to work towards the organization more higher levels as such. Now, coming to the second factor, that is the salary, is the second hygiene factor. Now, the salary can be considered in the similar manner like many number of parameters. Paying of a salary on a regular, the duration, say for example, the first of the every month or the second of every month or the last working day of that particular month, whatever it may be. Now, under that particular process, one, if the salary is given regularly, that is a hygiene factor. Now, and the salary is being given promptly on the days expected. That means there will be some expectation with the employees who are contributing their 1 month of work towards the organization, then that also will provide some hygiene factor as such. So, that is why the employees who are working with the organizations, and those organizations which pay them the salary on the regular dates or the regular duration of dates, the employees have the most positive towards the particular companies as such. Now, coming to the third one, that is the security. Now, security, that means an employee has been joined with the organization, if he has a feeling that he is having the feeling that he is going to get removed whenever there is a possibility or whenever there is a not required of an employee, then the employee will have an insecurity as such. But if the employee once being probation to confirmation and the employee feels that he has a security in his particular job, and whenever he is supposed to be removed with that particular job, then that particular removal of a job, if it is to be done with a consultation with the employee about his performance, then the employee will have a positive motivation towards the hygiene factors. Means the employee feeling that he is secured will have a contribution of higher level of contribution of work towards the companies as such, that being again a motivation factor which is an hygiene factor as such. Now, coming to the fourth one, supervision. Now, more you are supervising, the individual will become demotivated to the organization, right. The individual will become demotivated to the organization, whereas if an individual is being monitored at the level of minimal monitoring system, but the individual is also being informed about his level of performance, now that stands to be more good supervision, and by the minimal level of supervision and information provided to that particular employee will be contributing towards more of the work towards the organization as such. That is why even the supervision will provide an higher motivation, and based upon that higher motivation it will lead towards the satisfaction of towards the organization as such. Now, coming to the next point in the working conditions and the personal social life. Now, under both of them we have the working conditions and the personal and social life. Meaning is that working conditions, whatever the employees are working within the companies and all those areas, the employees are being directly contact with related to machineries and tools and everything. Now, if that handling of that machineries or the tools or the surrounding is very much kind of a scary process or scary situation, the conditions are more danger, and because of that particular dangerousness, employee may not show interest towards the organization. you can see that in companies like a huge manufacturing companies, which is very much in terms of the like oil and research organization, the people go into that kind of a similarity where the people need to take the highest level of security and do the job. In such type of companies, all the employees do not show the interest. Now take for industry itself, working conditions with related to IT industry, with related to manufacturing industries as such. Majority of the employees or majority of the people show the interest towards joining the, majority of the people do not show the interest towards the manufacturing companies. Why? Because the conditions which are set here is becoming and comfort in terms of IT industries, whereas it is something which you need to adapt in case of the manufacturing organizations as such. That is why the working conditions also becomes a motivation, but still in the manufacturing sectors also, within that particular manufacturing sector, then there are number of companies. All such type of companies has to go through that particular working conditions, and the best working condition provided by the manufacturing companies will have a more number of employees showing interest towards that particular organization. Example, you would see or you would have heard about n number of steel plants, right, like the Visakhapatnam steel plant, SAIL steel plant, Tata Steel, Jindal Steel, many number. But the most atmosphere which is more hygienic is with related to Tata Steel as such. Now why? Because they have such type of working conditions, they have such type of the kind of an environment, and based upon that the employees show interest towards that particular company as such, right. Now coming to the next one, the personal and the social life. Under the personal and social life, the individual, if he is given some time for his personal and social life, when the company is not that involved in his personal and social life, even that becomes the hygiene towards the organization as such. That means there are some companies who have some kind of information gathering about the families also when they get into the organization. Now such type of environment will lead towards the dissatisfaction towards the organization. So this personal and the social life, when they are given some importance, then the individual will have some motivation towards the company as such, right. Now coming to the motivation factors, under the motivation factors we have the 4 parameters motivators. First one is recognition on the job front, second one it is awards and rewards, and third one it is challenging assignment, and the fourth one it is promotion. Under the first one, recognition and on the job front, now the first one, recognition of the job front, the one who is been recognized, definitely he has been motivated to for having the lookout for the next level of a promotion. Whereas if you see the employee, though he has contributed and though he has been not been recognized for over a duration of a years, then definitely that individual will get demotivated if he is not recognized, right. We can say that in a group of 10 to 20 employees, all the employees will not be working at the same level, and among the 20 employees, 1 or 2 employees will be working at the highest caliber level or highest capacity compared to all other. Now that 1 or 2 has to be recognized in the form of either promotion or some other factors, because that individual will be, when he has been promoted, he will be looking out for again the next level of promotions as such. Now coming to this next one, that is awards and rewards. Now under the awards and rewards, as the promotions, if it is been not been given, or if the recognitions is been not given, even in that case also the other level we can give just only the awards and rewards, which does not make any connectivity with related to the presence of the job which is working. That means the job which is working, under that particular job, if is something is given, that is called as a recognition on the job front, that means promotion level. Other than that, when we are trying to motivate that individual, either in the form of an incentives or either in the form of some cash reward or either in the form of some discount or coupons, whatever it is, all those comes under the awards and rewards as such. Now under this awards and rewards, right, though it is not that level of motivation, but definitely this is also a motivation for the employee, because something he is being differentiated from the other employees who are present over in the organization, right. That is the second motivation. Now, coming to the third point, that is challenging assignment. Challenging assignment is a motivation again. Why? Because when there are employees who do the same repetitive of a job, they are not motivated, because you learn the job one day, second day, third day you try to learn that particular job more better. After a certain duration, you get boredom in that particular job. When the job is more motivated, when the job is more highly challenging, in that particular scenario, that particular job will becoming a challenging assignment as such. Now, under the fourth one, it is the promotion. Now, this promotion stands directly with related to an individual getting promoted to the next higher level in various departments, right, in various departments. It need not be in this same department, it could be in the form of an other department or other areas, or from one particular office location to other office location as the CEO of an organization. Now, such type of the process will comes under the promotional factors as such, not directly which is connected to job front. Now, these are all the motivators. So, to recollect, we can see that Hertzberg's theory of motivation has two classification. One, it is hygiene factors, and the second one is motivation factors, right. Both these factors will have an impact on the employee to work towards the organization as such. That is why the Hertzberg theory has taken into the consideration a hygiene factor as well as the motivation factors, right. We will see in the form of a diagram. Right. Now, this poor hygiene factors decrease employees' job satisfaction. As said, this will decrease job satisfaction, right, whereas this will motivating factors increase employee job satisfaction, meaning hygiene factors will decrease job satisfaction, motivating factors will have an increase in the job factor. That means, non-existence of this will have a decrease. Existence, it may not provide motivation or increase in the job satisfaction, but definitely it will decrease if this does not exist. Hygiene factor lagging will have a dissatisfaction, whereas motivating factor existence will lead towards a job satisfaction. Okay? Right. We will see more broader Hertzberg's two factors principles: job dissatisfaction, job satisfaction. This dissatisfaction has been influenced by the hygiene factors, whereas the job satisfaction is being influenced by the motivator factors. We can say this particular areas. Now, the job satisfaction is being influenced by hygiene factor, whereas job satisfaction is being influenced by motivator factors. Non-existence of hygiene factor will lead towards the job dissatisfaction, right. Existence of motivation factors will lead towards the job satisfaction. Presence of this will not provide this. Presence of this, that means existence of hygiene factor will not provide this, right. But definitely non-existence of hygiene factor will lead towards the job dissatisfaction, right. Whereas the motivating factors will lead towards the job satisfaction. Now, what are they? Achievement, recognition, responsibility, work itself, advancement and personal growth. In case of hygiene factors, the working conditions, co-workers relation, policies and rules, and supervisor quality, base wage salaries. Now, these are the Hertzberg's two factor theory as such. Now, coming to the next theory, we will go into the theory X and theory Y, that McGrawer's theory X and theory Y. Now, how he has classified the theory X and theory Y, right. The Hertzberg's theory is about two category of peoples in an organization. That means, McGrawer theory, he has classified the employee into two. Instead of considering about the motivational factors or instead of considering about the hygiene factors, he has classified the employees itself into the two categories as such. One, it is the theory X and employees and theory Y employees. Now, this theory X employees are very much kind of the negative oriented employees, or which are more discouraging towards the organization as such. Now, why? First one, inherently lazy, that means they are very lethargic, they are supposed to be pushed by the supervisor or the manager, whoever is been monitoring them. That is why it is been under the inherently lazy, right. And second point, constant guidance and support. They do not have the confidence in themselves, they are supposed to be guided by the superior then and there, and they are supposed to support that particular individual then and there. Only then the individual would be or may be having the intention of that particular work process. Now, coming to the third point, correction and control. Correction and control, which makes that hurdle, or unless and until they are being monitored and controlled, this type of employees does not able to work in their work progress as such. Now, coming to the fourth point, avoids responsibility. Now, this category of employees, they avoid the responsibilities, they do not take responsibilities, they try to escape from the responsibilities or kind of an accountabilities as such, right, and thinking that it is not their work or they want to move away from that particular work. Such type of people come under the theory X category as such. And the last, it is always seek security in case of employees as such. Now, always seek security, employees will try to make a kind of a secured in the organization. They expect some security levels, knowing that they are unable to work or they are not able to try to work, even then. So, now whom we can have such type of employees? The employees who do not do their work and roam among behind the other superiors or supervisors. Now, such type of employees are said to be as an always seek security as such. Now, according to McGraw theory, theory X stated all these parameters, right. Theory X stated all these parameters, right, and this parameters also has an application with related to theory X category of employees. They are lazy, they are supported or need to have a guidance, they need to have a control regularly, they avoid the responsibility, they need to, or they feel that they need to have kind of a security as such. And along with it, we also have one more point, that right. So, this theory X is been completed. Under the theory X, to summarize upon the theory X are the employees who are not able to work towards the organization to highest level as such. They feel kind of a secured level as such. Now, coming to the next theory, that is the theory Y. Under the theory Y, now theory Y are the positive oriented employees, they are very confident, they need not have any control and they work by themselves, right. They work as a play, that means they need not have any individual to be monitored, they work by themselves. Any individual is not required to monitor them, they work themselves, they take the work as a kind of a game and they go on do the work with very highly motivated. Now, those are the theory Y category of employees. Now, directing and controlling, that means this employees, they do their work and also they try to make the others also to go in that particular direction and also try to control that particular employees who are not caliber of doing it. Now, they have that caliber, that is what called as a theory Y category of employees as such. Now, next to theory, the directing and controlling, it is committed to the organization. Now, this category of employees are committed to the organization. Now, how they are being committed? They work towards the organization, they try to identify some kind of an renovation, they try to identify some kind of a modification if there is possibility. All such there are been in case of this particular Y category employees. They are highly challenge oriented employees as such. That means they take the challenges regularly and they seek the challenges regularly in terms of working towards the organization as such. Now, fourth point, look for opportunity. That is what we have been discussing right now. That is, they look for opportunity means they try to identify if any new task is given, or if there is an extra work which is being burdened upon them, they take it very sportively and complete that particular task and fulfill that particular organization's requirement as such. And the next one, it is highly imaginating and creative. This employees or this category of employees are highly imaginative and also they are creative as such. In what way? To simplify the work what is been given to them. They do not see work as a complex level. Whatever the complex work is given to them, they simplify that complex work into smaller level and they complete that particular task as such. That is the caliber of the Y category of employees. Apart from that, they do have a creative aspect also. That means they try to identify different new renovations or new innovations in terms of simplifying that particular task to more simplest form as such. That is the important criteria of the theory Y as such. So, again to recollect the theory Y category of employees. Theory Y employees, they take the work as a play, they control and they also direct, they are committed to the organization, they look for opportunity in the organizations, they have a seeking of a challenging jobs, they have an imaginative and creativity aspects as such, right. Now we will have a video Chapna. Right. So, we have completed the understanding of all these three motivational theories, that is Maslow's theory, Hertzberg's theory and theory X and theory Y, McGregor's theory X and theory Y. We will have a short video and after that we will have a quiz.
Thomas was passionate about offering quality food at a good price. He built good relationships
Right. You have seen the video, which is a small video upon the motivation for your understanding about the skill sets which are required about a motivation. So, you from the video you could have understood about the how the motivation made an individual to grow to a level of an entrepreneurship as such. Now, coming to the next, this last level of testing your learning whatever you have gone through in this particular subject, that is in this particular sub chapter, quiz upon the questions, all right. So, these are the 5 questions, answer all the 5 questions, read through it and answer it. Right. So, I hope you would have gone through all the questions and you have answered also. Now, the answer for all these 5 questions is option number B. Okay. So, again I am repeating, the answer for all the 5 questions is option number B.